afternoon, and welcome to Women of Impact 2021 Gone Virtual. I'm Diana Charbonneau, the Development Coordinator at Impact of Southern Arizona. While we would have absolutely loved to have this event in person, for the safety of our attendees, clients, families, and friends, we wanted to respect everyone's health and decided to go virtual this year. Thank you to our title sponsor, MHC Healthcare, and sponsors Hughes Federal Credit Union, Toco Financial Services, Tucson Electric Power, and Crest Insurance for giving above and beyond for so many organizations like us at Impact. Last year, in 2020, we were slated to have our huge 20th anniversary celebration on March 24th, celebrating community partners, volunteers, and the many people who have played a part in the history of Impact of Southern Arizona. A history that started in a slump block house and now has a service area spanning 2 counties, reinvesting over $2.5 million back into the community each year with more than just a food bank, but vast amounts of resources for our clients. And then, that was the week our world in Arizona shut down from COVID. And no one could have guessed then that we would still be sitting watching our beloved events from our laptops and cell phones. But here at Impact, we do not focus on the negative, but the positive. We focus on what we can do, the impact that we can make. And every single one of you sitting watching with us today has helped us make that impact. A few housekeeping notes. As we move through the lunch hour, please get a chance to look through our interactive virtual program, as it has information on the people involved in our stories of hope that you'll get to hear today, as well as our incredible community partners who have made this event and this past year possible. There, you can also see all of our Women of Impact who we have highlighted throughout the entire campaign. Don't forget that you can nominate someone doing outstanding work via the link on our website or in the program. And if you purchased a meal, don't forget to go grab it to enjoy. These meals were brought to you by Stay Naked Kitchen. When COVID shut down our commercial kitchen, Stay Naked Kitchen partnered with us to ensure our critical seniors meal delivery program still continued. 85% of those seniors are homebound, so thank you to Stay Naked Kitchen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You'll also see a text to give bar down below where you can donate to our cause if you feel inspired by the work that we do here at Impact. A shout out to my committee for all their help, and you might see them in the chat, and they'll be letting me know about donations as they come in so we can say thank you. Throughout 2020, the rising theme that grew with clarity, as we all moved through March, summer, and past the holidays, came to us from clients as they showed up at Impact stores, stunned and having no idea where to turn. We give hope. We heard it time and time again as people recovered from teary conversations through plexiglass and car windows at our now drive-through food bank. Those of you who know us at Impact well know we always work to bring community together, as in collaboration, we have the greatest collective impact possible on those who need support. Together, we give hope. And sometimes you don't even realize that the smallest of things and actions you take for granted are far more significant to others. Hope. And that is why we are here today. We wanted to share with you stories of hope and kindness that have happened throughout the year and amongst some of the worst situations that people have ever experienced in their lives. Our community rallied together around Impact, and we were able to keep our food bank doors open and food on the table for thousands of people who otherwise could have gone hungry. The faces at our food bank doors started to increase, not only in worry, but in amount. However, one thing did not change, and that was that we are here to help. I invite you to sit back and enjoy your meal while you hear some of these stories of hope within our community. Our goal is that you'll take these stories to heart and find a way to help us spread that impact exponentially. We want you to leave today feeling, even among the hardest of circumstances, you have a community and organizations here like Impact to support you. And because nothing feels better than getting something pretty and expensive for free, Let's kick off our day by giving away this beautiful $1,200 Michael Kors purse that was donated to us by Chic Boutique and Spa downtown. Downtown has been one of the hardest affected areas hit by the pandemic, and we need to rally behind our small businesses to support them. Chic Boutique and Spa has all the services you are looking for with a country meets downtown feel. And the winner is Kathy Lauer. I hope I said that right. We'll arrange to get that to you. Congratulations. Oh, and a big thank you to Emily for kicking off our donation today through the Text to Give link. And without further ado, let's launch into our first series of Hope videos. Enjoy.
Hi, my name is Jackie Shope, and I am the owner of Photo Fun Booth. This time last year in 2020, we were gearing up for big event season, March through May, as well as Women of Impact. Little did we know that the world was going to come down and my business was going to take a turn for the worst. When everything shut down, the first thing to go was the event industry. We would start to get emails slowly but surely of people canceling, postponing weddings, parties, graduations, proms, etc. What started out as one email turned into 5, 10, 15. By the end of 2020, I had 187 cancellations and postponements. It was a tough loss, especially when we make money based off of the events that we get to go and take pictures at. Our marketing is word of mouth. If I'm not out taking pictures, I don't have any way of generating more business. So we took a big hit. But lucky for me, we are a local business in a great community. We have been blessed by so many people in the community. Individuals who have supported us, businesses who have supported us, as well as some of our clients. We even had a couple of clients say, we're canceling our wedding, but go ahead and keep our payment because we know that your business is struggling. We also were given an opportunity to create and sell t-shirts, Photo Fun Booth t-shirts that we sold to family, friends, customers, clients, people on Facebook. And I think we sold a little over 100 t-shirts last year, which really helped keep our business afloat. In addition to that, we had a lot of other small businesses help us out by continuing to share our things on Facebook, spread the word about Photo Fun Booth that we were still around, even though the event industry wasn't. And so here we are today, March 2021, and we're still alive. We're still doing great. We still have t-shirts to sell, but we're also out in the community doing events, doing weddings, proms. I actually got my first prom the other day. Graduations, and we're rocking and rolling for 2021. So it's been a blessing because we have learned from it and we have grown from it, and we came out on the other side still alive. Unfortunately, I know some of the other small businesses didn't get to come out of the other side alive. So I am very fortunate for our community, for all of the wonderful people who support Photo Fun Booth and have since 2005. Because we are still here today. I would say thank you to the Tucson community for not only supporting all local businesses, but our business as well. We are able to come out on the other end of this, and we are able to continue doing business into 2021 as well as 2022. And we are so thankful for that. So thank you.
I'm Alexis Elliott. I am currently an ICU nurse. However, in the last year, I have been working in the COVID ICU, as well as volunteering in the vaccination clinic. It all began one day when I received a phone call and asked if I can go to a makeshift unit and help run. I was supposed to start taking care of a total of 4 patients on that unit. It was not set up to be an ICU. The next day, we had 6 patients. The following day, we had 10 patients. The following day, we had 14, and then eventually we were completely full. So the last 6 months I was up there, that was my home. These are some of the sickest patients we've ever taken care of in our entire lives. Prior to this, I thought I had dealt with the sickest patients, but we were wrong. These are the sickest patients we've ever dealt with. Completely new territory for us, kind of experimenting with a lot of things with these patients. But I would say the hardest part was not allowing families to be in there with these patients. So not only are we the caretakers, but we are also the step-in family members for these patients. I dealt with a lot of death. Out of all the patients I took care of, my own personal patients, I had 2 make it out alive. The rest of them all passed away. I was the person who held the tablet in front of every single family member. I was the advocate. I was like the go-to, the back and forth person between family, between doctors, and between the patient. When patients would die and there was no family, we'd get a group of us in there and hold their hand and play their favorite song or just be there when they passed. And we'd do whatever we could to assure family that they would not die alone, that we would be in there with them. I feel like we went through many stages throughout this. The first stage we went through was a lot of hope, a lot of optimism. We came in with such good attitudes. Then it kind of went to a very sad stage. A lot of us were experiencing more death than we've ever experienced ever in our lives. We started dealing with a lot of anguish and grief. And then we kind of went to like an anger phase. When we started seeing that our efforts were kind of hopeless. Everything we were doing, working hard for, wasn't really helping. Nobody was making it out. However, with the help of team members, with the help of the community, it kind of helped bring us back to why we do what we do and why we signed up to be nurses. We received so much support from everybody, from meals. People donated meals to us. People donated masks. We got free hotels to stay in. So we just kind of received a lot of support from everybody from all different angles. I received a lot of support from my family. My husband works in healthcare as well. So it was nice to come home and be able to kind of just de-escalate and vent to each other and just share our days and our stories with each other. So he was super supportive and helpful. My family was amazing and supportive this entire time. However, I started kind of feeling like I was wondering why I was doing what I was doing. I'm working hard every single day. I'm sweating. I'm not getting lunches. I'm physically and emotionally drained. It's so taxing. Why am I doing this? So I decided to sign up for a vaccination clinic, where that is where I kind of got to see a 180 in things. I went from seeing death every day to kind of injecting hope, if you will, in these patients. I saw people celebrate in their cars. I saw people cry as I gave them the vaccine. Overall, just it was a complete 180 for me. I felt like I had reestablished my purpose all over again. I mean, first of all, I would say thank you to everybody, because everybody, I felt like when this happened, everybody said that frontline healthcare workers were the heroes, but everybody was the hero in this. Everybody who continued to wear a mask, everybody who stayed at home, everybody who distanced from other family members, everybody who played their part are actually the heroes. So we just did what we signed up to do from the very start. So I would say thank you, and I would just say to hold on, because things are getting better. Things are looking better. People are getting vaccines now. People are able to start to be with families again. People are starting to go and have dinner out for change. So I would just say to hold on and just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll get there.
That last story really gets to me. I know for me, the hardest thing to see throughout this entire year was so many wonderful people in our community hurting and not being able to help them all. But together with these amazing individuals, we can work to help one at a time. A big shout out to MHC Healthcare, our title sponsor, who has truly made an exponential impact through their health services throughout the entire pandemic. Most recently with their vaccination clinics, and serving thousands across Southern Arizona. MHC Healthcare is a 20-year partner of impact, being with us since the beginning, and we want to say thank you for all that you have done and your investment into our community. Let's hear a few words from them in our only commercial of the day.
At MHC, we know healthcare, and we want you to get to know us, where you're greeted with a smile.
We are MHC Healthcare.
Have less wait time with doctors who care.
We are MHC Healthcare.
For all your healthcare needs, all you have to remember is
We are MHC Healthcare.
MHC Healthcare. Comprehensive, integrated, and continuous team-based care centered on your entire well-being.
We are MHC Healthcare, here for you.
Committed to providing you coordinated quality healthcare with a heart.
Thank you, MHC Healthcare, for all that you do. Oh, and it looks like we have another donation coming in from Jane. Thank you for donating $50, Jane. And this is the interactive portion of our HOPE program to get you primed and ready to go as a HOPE ambassador, if you would like.
The purpose of this community project is meant to inspire people to give hope to others and to recognize people who have given hope throughout the year. We want to engage others within our community to follow in our footsteps so we can work together to give hope. Now I want you to take a few moments and I want you to reflect on someone who has made a difference in your life or given you hope in this last year. You'll see some images of people and things going by to give you some ideas and inspiration. Now we'd like you to share with us a brief story or a picture of this person. And we made it easy by putting the link in the program so you can reference it after the event. Now, I want you to take out a piece of paper, make a note, and write down the name of the person or something that will remind you of this story. And if you feel like sharing, please feel free to drop your ideas in the chat. So many things have happened over this last year. So many acts of kindness. So many stories to be told. We hope you'll share those stories with us. We're going to take a look to the future and come up with some ideas of a way that you can help someone now and throughout the rest of 2021. You've already had a jump start by supporting us at Impact by being here today. And on your screen, you'll see some suggestions on ways to give back, because together we give hope. Now, don't feel like you have to stop with just one. If you are able to commit to more, the greater the impact you will have, like donating $5 to a senior meal, being a mentor to someone, donating clothes that you no longer wear, giving someone a compliment, take your neighbor's trash to the curb for them, donate money to a new charity, buy lunch for a homeless person, plant a tree. We will be putting together this message and sharing it in several ways throughout the entire year to show the collective impact this message of Together We Give Hope can have. Make sure you go to the program and click on the link to submit your name and story, as well as what you'll do to make a difference this year, because together we give hope. Sometimes you don't even realize the smallest of things, the smallest of actions that you take for granted are far more significant to others. They start a ripple effect that changes someone's day or life forever.
And for getting through that activity with us, we are kicking off our giving with a $50 gift card from La Hacienda Mexican Restaurant. Shop local. And a drum roll, please. And the winner is Amanda Smickless. Congratulations. Now, I'd like to introduce you all to the woman behind the helm of Impact, our Executive Director, Barbara McClure. She is a powerhouse making things happen, being heavily involved in the evolution of Impact to what it is today as an organization that reinvests over $2.5 million each year. From our second filming location over at our Impact Activity Center, I'm hearing that she is ready. Is she ready? Okay, here she is, Barbara McClure.
Thank you, Diana. And thank you all for joining us today to hear wonderful stories of hope and for all that you do and give back to the community. This past year has been a struggle, but it's also shown the resiliency of our local nonprofits, including Impact, and how we really came together to support each other and help the community all together. Among the closing stories of hope in just a bit, you'll hear about our Thanksgiving dinner kit giveaway that almost didn't happen because of the food shortages. But first, we would like you to hear directly from some of our clients, because these are the people who've been on the front lines, experiencing what it's like to lose so much, so quickly and unexpectedly. They really didn't know where to turn.
I really didn't know what Impact was all about until 2 years ago. I was very, very sick. My husband's been on dialysis for 11 years, and I had nobody, to help with him. And my daughter come up from California, and she stayed about a week. And she said, well, Mom, I'm not leaving until you have food, coming in. She said, you've got to have food. And she said, why don't we go check and see if you could get Meals on Wheels. So we come over to Impact and saw Michelle. So they started delivering the Meals on Wheels, and what a gift. I'll tell you, I don't know what I'd have done without it, because I had nobody. I'm not close to my neighbors or anything, and I don't have any relatives here, so I was desperate, what was I gonna do? And so then this year, we've been having a struggle with my husband because his health's gone down a lot. He had passed away on Valentine's Day of this February. It was just like everything just dropped out from under me. So it's been really, really difficult for me. But they've been a great help, really a great help. The COVID shot, I had a shot to be taken out to TMC on the 15th of March. So I found a flyer. I happened to be over at the Golden Goose, and they had a flyer out that they were going to be having COVID shots here with Impact. And I got that sooner than what it would have ever been out to Tucson Medical Center, and I don't have to drive that far. It was only a couple of miles away. So that was really a gift for me. So I've got my next shot, then I've got that shot, and my next COVID will be the 4th of April. So then I should be safe. Impact has helped me more here in Tucson than I can even tell. I'm in a 12-step program. This meant a lot to my husband and I, and a lot of people. It's been very difficult for, to find places to meet with other sobering alcoholics, and it was a very, very important step in our lives to be able to find places that would carry on with the meetings. So we, Impact, we come and checked with Michelle, and she said, sure, you can go ahead and use the senior center there for your meetings. So it's been a great gift. It really has been wonderful. A lot of people's gotten a lot of good out of it. Impact has done a lot for the community. Everywhere I look and everywhere I turn, someone's had gotten help from Impact. What a gift that is. I had a fellow working for me. He was having a pretty desperate time, and he said, well, he was getting clothes. He said he could get clothes at your clothing store, supplied by Impact. And it's been a big help to a lot of people in my life. And I appreciate everybody donating, because it's a very, very important program. Thank you so much.
What brought me to Impact in Southern Arizona was basically just having a hard time due to COVID. And actually before COVID, I've come to Impact. COVID hit, things changed dramatically overnight. was laid off back in June, and just trying to put, just trying to survive has been a challenge. I didn't know how I was going to do the holidays for my daughter. Toys for Tots was really awesome. I was able to get gifts for my daughter. Children don't understand that Santa Claus, they expect Santa Claus to show up. They don't understand about anything else that's going on with the parents' lives. So without them, there would have been no gifts under the tree. Put food on the table for Thanksgiving. We had a nice meal. I was able to get clothes for my daughter for the holiday, for myself as well. And we've also helped me with resources, get back to work. Unfortunately, a lot of people, they have a misconception that people who need help are somehow lazy or they're not trying hard enough. And they haven't been in that situation before, so the biggest challenge I think for most people is they haven't experienced extreme hardship, or they've lost their job, they can't pay the bills, they can't put food on the table, gifts under the tree at Christmas. So people get thrown in a basket. They think, okay, everyone who doesn't have a job, there's something wrong. In my case, I was working, I was trying. It wasn't my fault that COVID hit. They dissolved my region. I was suddenly one day without a job. So it's just it's very hard not knowing how you're going to survive day to day or month to month. And I think that's the biggest problem is people they just don't understand. Until they've been there, they just don't understand. And I might have been guilty of that at some point in my life where I didn't understand. And it's a really eye-opener when you get in that situation. Everyone qualifies for food stamps. In fact, food stamps makes it very, very challenging. I was approved for $16, for example. I mean, how do you feed yourself and your daughter on $16? So without the food bank, I just don't know what I would do. There's a misconception that if you need help, people look down on you, and a lot of people, they don't want to reach out because it's just that feeling. So there was probably times where I could have asked for help and I needed it, and I didn't. Now that I know the impact's there, I just feel more comfortable knowing, if I have a challenge, they're there to help me. I would say to the people who are struggling out there, just come down to Impact, talk to someone. It's amazing the resources they have. It's not just food. They have the clothing bank, they have, and they have other resources. They're helping me get resources right now to get back to work. If people are out there looking for a job and not knowing where to find one, they can help on that. And just reach out. I mean, Impact, they're there to help solve problems. The people who do donate to Impact, they're lifesavers. I mean, they're helping the community. The donations make Impact happen.
I've been living in Tucson for about 20 years, and I've been a single mom for about 10 years, almost 11. I have a beautiful son. His name is Alexander, and he's the joy of my life. What brought me to Impact was the fact that during the pandemic, my income and my job got affected. Obviously, I got behind on my bills, and I was a little bit desperate and stressed about how am I gonna pay, because over all this time, I have never asked anyone to help me. Thank God I've been doing it on my own. Impact is very generous to me because they were able to pay for my tuition, and now I'm gonna be able to start my CNA course, Certified Nurse Assistant, so I can have better opportunities and I can work in a hospital, and eventually I would like to be a nurse, a registered nurse. Sometimes we do good help, whether we like to ask for it or not. Sometimes I guess we have to humble a little bit ourselves and say, you know what, I need a little push. Alexander, he's a very bright boy. He's almost 11 years old, And one of the reasons why I want to go back to school is because also I want to be an example for him. I want him to understand and to see that no matter how old you are and no matter how hard things can get, you can always make your dreams come true. If you work for it and if you study hard, you can accomplish anything you want. We are our own limitation. So I want him to have that ambition to go to school and finish a career, go to university, and be a professional man eventually. Of course, as I see my future, this is like the beginning of something very good for me. And if somebody's in the same situation that they have dreams, that they want to become something, that they want to do something better for their lives, I will say, you know what, look for that help and try to go get it. Oh, I would like to thank all the people that donate to Impact. I want you to know that you really change lives, just like you're doing with my life by helping me to get my CNA certification that will open the door for me to eventually become a registered nurse. So I want you to know that whatever you donate, every penny counts. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I'm sure Impact appreciates it too.
Thank you to these generous clients for sharing their incredible personal stories with us. We would also like to thank our entire community, donors and partners who helped us survive 2020. And thank you to so many of our volunteers without whom we could never have taken care of all the many people who came to Impact for help. Together we gave hope, and together we will continue to do so through 2021 and into the future.
Hi, this is Barbara at Impact of Southern Arizona, and I wanted to share a really fun story about hope with all of you. Imagine that it is a Thursday afternoon back in March of 2020, and you have 468 meals to deliver to 78 seniors on Monday, and the markets have no food, and you've had to close down the kitchen. That's what happened to Impact. And we had to become really innovative, and we found a resource here in the community thanks to a contact at Shamrock, and it was Corey Eccles with Stay Naked Kitchen. And I have to tell you, he saved our day. Michelle, our program director, came in to me. She was so distraught because she couldn't find food at markets. There was no food available. And we called Shamrock thinking maybe they would have frozen lasagnas or something we could give these seniors that they could eat from all week long. And they had nothing. They didn't even have casseroles that restaurants were purchasing. So he suggested to call Corey, who had a relatively new business started. And Corey came through for us. It was amazing. At first, when Michelle called, she found their website and said, the food's amazing. Everything's wonderful about it. But really, the price range is way outside of what we can afford, what our nonprofit budget could do. So she got Corey on the phone, and Corey figured out a way to do it. We said it doesn't have to be the same size portion. These are seniors. It doesn't have to have the nutrition meal. It doesn't have to have that special biodegradable box. And he said, well, okay, we'll do it for you. And honestly, I think he was doing it at a loss that time. So he called us back and said, yes, I'll do it for you. I know you're stuck this week. I'll have meals for you Monday morning. We'll deliver, and then you're off and running. So it was pretty exciting. And Michelle was so relieved. She just came in with tears in her eyes. So then on Monday, Corey showed up, delivered the meals, and said, you know what? I'm going to do this for you another week because there was no way to get food. If you remember back in March of 2020, the markets were bare. And so Corey came back and he said, I'll do another week for you. And then he came back at the next week with another load of totally different meals. Seniors were loving them. And he said, I'll stick with you all through COVID. And I bet you didn't think COVID would be a whole year.
No, I didn't.
But I wanted to share with you how Corey's company and his generosity gave Impact and all our seniors who are home so much hope. Because without this company, we would not have been able to feed these people. So I wanted you to also hear from Corey how this story of hope and how he helped Impact also turned around his company.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Barbara. First, I'm Corey with Stay Naked Kitchen, if you didn't know. But I wanted to thank you first and foremost for the opportunity it definitely did come out of left field. She was saying, we definitely weren't prepared for it. And in terms of iterating inside of a company, we were doing all right at that time. So I didn't really want to take on new business. But Michelle came to me with tears in her eyes too. They didn't know what to do. So I decided to work with you guys on your price point. Kind of shifted my whole business at that point to kind of cater to your guys' needs. But little did we know at that time, I didn't know the gravity of the situation with COVID, right? Our sales were going through the roof because we were the only place that had food. The grocery stores didn't have food. Shamrock barely had food, but they had enough food for us to make meals. So we did really well at the beginning of this thing. And then after a month, it just completely crashed. Our business pretty much halted. So my business partner and I at the time were like, what are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get out of this? Like, we're going to have to close our doors next month if this is the case, because we have nobody coming in. And if it wasn't for Barbara and Michelle, I think we would have closed probably last year, easy enough, because what it did is it gave us this opportunity to one, provide for them. Because at first we weren't making any money. I was like, you know what? I'll take a little bit of a hit. As long as I'm doing the right thing, it'll work itself out, right? And it ended up paying off big time, because what we did is we totally reinvented our company. We iterated pretty hard, went to the drawing board with my chef and my business partner, and we're like, these people need food, and they need good food right now. Not just, fries and, IQF grade stuff, like organic, healthy, natural stuff. So that opened the door to other nonprofits, Pima Council on Aging, Mobile Meals on Wheels. Even the city of Tucson came to us. Well, I actually went to them, and then, they came back to us to feed the homeless, to feed homebound seniors themselves. And now it even blossomed into a pretty big contract feeding the refugees down at the southern border. So just as much as we helped Barbara and Michelle, I gotta pay my respects and my gratitude for them as well, because they saved us as a company. It got us through COVID, got us to pay the bills, pay my employees, and make sure we were breaking even, and that's all I cared about. So it just goes to show, even if you're doing the right thing, even if you're doing it for a loss, it can definitely turn around and work in your favor. So thank you.
You're welcome. So we wanted to share with all of you that this is what happens when you partner in the community.
That's right.
And when you find generous people who are willing to pitch in. So really, we just wanted to share that great story. And you will notice that the dinners, the lunches you're having today are from Stay Naked. So you are enjoying exactly their product.
Absolutely. Hopefully you put them in the oven, because that's the best quality. Microwaves are always great, but I always suggest putting them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. And they come out perfect, like they were just cooked.
There you go. So everyone enjoy your lunch and have a wonderful day today.
Thank you. Have a good
Thank
day.
you for giving hope and joining with us together for this.
On your screen, you will see a list of statistics and information reflecting what we have accomplished in over 20 years here at Impact. As of our anniversary last year, we had given out $10,850,000 of food, served over 169,000 senior meals, and distributed nearly 605,000 items of free clothing. In total, we'd served more than 8,750 individuals and invested more than $22 million in our local Tucson community. Throughout 2020, with a committed staff, countless volunteers, and donor support, we continued all of our critical services, bringing our total investment to date to $25 million. And with so many new clients, more than 10,000 individuals have now been assisted by Impact. We truly appreciate our Tucson community. Hi, I'm Barbara with Impact of Southern Arizona, and I wanted to share with you a fun COVID story that starts out hopeless, but goes to hopeful, and then even ends incredibly. For more than a decade, Impact has been giving out hundreds of Thanksgiving dinner kits every year, and it is an amazing process. We have it down to a science, but of course in 2020, everything had to be rethought out because people couldn't stand in line so close to each other. And we had to convert our Thanksgiving dinner kit giveaway to a drive-through outdoors. So we planned for weeks and weeks and had it all fine-tuned. We were set up to do it at the Golden Goose Thrift Shop. And we do it typically on a Monday, but we bumped it to a Sunday because that's when they're closed. And we were going to, of course, have hundreds of cars in the parking lot. So we were all set to go. Food was ordered. We were volunteers signed up. We were ready to go. And then on Thursday afternoon at about 1 o'clock, a phone call came in from our food supplier. And he said to me, "I hate to do this to you, Barbara, but we don't have any turkeys." And I couldn't believe it. I said, "No turkeys at all?" Because we had hundreds on order. And he said, "No, they didn't come in. There are supply chain problems. Turkeys are short all around town. We can't give you any, or we won't have any for our own store." And I thought, oh my gosh, what will we do? What about the rest of the food? How much of the rest of the food do you have? And then he said, "None of it. None of it." So I kind of hung up the phone in disbelief and a little bit in shock and thought, oh my gosh, it's Thursday at 1. We have Friday, Saturday, and it's Sunday morning. People are going to be in the driveway. So we immediately got on the phone. I called Michelle and we brainstormed, and we ended up calling all the markets. We order food from Fry's for our food bank and from Safeway, and all the different markets are partners of ours. But not one had enough turkeys. In fact, if you remember back at that time, things were rationed and they could only sell us one turkey. And even our staff and our volunteers were saying, "We'll drive all over town and we'll pick up turkeys from different markets." But if you're trying to do hundreds of turkeys, that's just impossible. So we didn't give up. We never do at Impact. We just innovate and come up with another creative thought. So we ended up calling a small IGA market way out in Coolidge. And it was somebody that my husband knew. His parents owned the shop. So we called out there, and they were so generous. They said a lot of their community had already come in to pick up their turkeys. So they gave us 150 turkeys and bags of potatoes and everything that they had that they could give up. So then we went on and we called Shamrock, and Shamrock said they could fill out most of the difference for us. Shamrock provided us with frozen pies and the rest of the turkeys. We had more potatoes from Shamrock. But the problem was, in the past, what we would do is we would pick up all of our turkeys the morning of the event and then take them to the fire station, and the Catalina Elks would pack all the bags and the Rotary would come in and give all these kits away. But we couldn't pick up the turkeys on Sunday morning. So Shamrock was very generous, and they lent us a refrigerated truck, and they dropped it off on Saturday and kept it overnight there. So we went down to Coolidge. Volunteers went down on Friday and picked up all of this food. Then they put it in the frozen truck, and by Sunday we were ready to go. And I tell you, it was the most amazing thing. So all of what you see are the things that people got in the kit. They got stuffing and cans of vegetable, cranberry, potatoes, pie, turkeys, rolls. Everything they needed for Thanksgiving is what we usually gave out. And this year, there were some things we just couldn't get because of the shortages. So our board and our auditor allowed us to give everyone a $10 bill to also go out and pick up whatever they needed. Maybe it was whipped cream for the pie, or maybe they didn't care for yams and they could buy whatever they wanted. So the beauty of it was that Canyon Community Bank, who's been a longtime partner of ours, we were the 6th customer to open an account here in Catalina for that bank. And they found hundreds of fresh, crisp $10 bills. We put them all in envelopes with a wonderful Thanksgiving letter about the crazy year and wishing everyone a wonderful holiday. And all of our partners and all of our volunteers and all of the community came together and made hundreds of these kits possible. So as I said, on Thursday, we were feeling pretty hopeless. By the weekend, we were hopeful. And by the end of Sunday, hundreds and hundreds of people had incredible Thanksgiving dinner kits. And I'll tell you, the generosity of the people who volunteered and the thanks that we received from our clients was absolutely wonderful. So really, it was a wonderful story of a wonderful Thanksgiving that started kind of crazy but ended beautifully. So we thank all of our partners and all of you who donated for our Thanksgiving dinner kit giveaway for making this possible.
Thank you, Barbara. Coming to you here from MHC Healthcare and their beautiful offices, I would like to also take a moment to recognize our sponsors: MHC Healthcare, Crest Insurance, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Toco Financial Services, and TEP. And also thank you to our sponsors from 2020 and for everyone who has supported us throughout this last year, our postponing and all of our emails about when the next event might be. A reminder to take a look at our digital program for some of our sponsored ads and information on services through Impact that are available right now and still affecting people. Now for 2 more gift card giveaways from local restaurants. Please remember to shop and eat local. We have the power to support and change the trajectory for many of the local businesses in our community. First, we have a $25 gift certificate to Frozen Delights, which is some of the best frozen yogurt, ice cream, and boba tea in Tucson. And that $25 gift certificate to Frozen Delights goes to Holly Baker. Congratulations, Holly. We'll be in touch. Next up, we have a $50 gift card to Pam's Fizzy Factory. This is the best spa party in Tucson for your kids and for you. Think mani-pedis, manicures and pedicures for your kids and for you for an unforgettable experience. And the winner is Georgina Plant. Congratulations. We'll be in touch with all of the winners to get those over to you. Oh, a shout out to Michelle for donating $100 right now. Thank you. And again, take a look at our virtual program so you can see the women of impact who have been highlighted throughout the year. If you know someone who is making an impact in the community, please click the link in our program or visit our website. Don't forget to take a look at our community partners and resources available at Impact of Southern Arizona. As we head into this final round of stories, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. In a world full of Zoom calls and the busy circle of life, we appreciate you jumping on for this lunch hour. A humble thank you to our video team, Bobby and Elisa, who are here, who made all of this incredible work turn into this beautiful virtual event. All right, hit it, Bobby.
Hi, my name is Rhiannon. I'm a program coordinator at Literacy Connects. I work with adults who are learning to read, write, and do basic math. One of the primary aspects of my role at Literacy Connects is to provide student support. So I always try to create a welcoming and comfortable learning space, to find interesting topics for people to engage with, and to provide positive messages about people's ability to learn, as many of the adult learners that I work with have not received positive messages about learning in the past. So I always try to bring the sense of optimism and joy to the class. When the pandemic hit, I found this a little difficult to do. We had had this idea of launching online classes for quite some time, but the pandemic gave us a little push. And it was really hard for me to imagine how the online classes could have the same sense of community and friendliness and laughter and joy that our in-person classes had. So I was a little worried. I wasn't feeling great about it. One person in particular changed that for me. It's a student who had attended years ago but had to stop out because of a medical issue. And since the classes moved online, she was able to attend again. She could see the tutors that she used to work with years ago. She could talk with other students, and she always gave them encouragement. And she could work on her reading and writing skills. She had told me that for a while before this, she thought that it was the end for her in terms of learning. She had to start from the bottom after her medical issue, and she wasn't sure that she would be able to learn again. But since she started taking the online class, she could see her literacy skills improving, and that changed for her. So when she shared that with me, it was hard to feel pessimistic. I owe so much of the hope that I have now to that student, Barine Doom. Our reading and writing class that we have together is the highlight of my week. She really helped shift my outlook so that I could begin to see all the ways that community was developing in our online classes. I heard from new students that they wouldn't be able to take these classes unless they were online, so they were really grateful. And I'm so much more joyful about this little gift that the otherwise very destructive pandemic gave us, and I owe it to her. Thank you, Barine Doom.
Hi you guys, my name is Rosanna Gonzalez with It's a Beautiful Life, and I just wanted to share with you guys on my experience on being able to be part of amazing ladies in the community to provide hope. And so one of our ladies, first off, is Phyllis Hunter.
Hi, thank you. So I'm Phyllis Hunter with New Life Apparel. COVID really affected not only my business, but my family as well. My entire family caught COVID, and we were sick for the month of November, which is Thanksgiving. And during Thanksgiving, Rosanna and her organization, It's a Beautiful Life, were able to provide food for our family to help support us. Also that, lots of prayers, lots of people called and checked up on us. If we need anything, they were there to help provide. So it really gave us a lot of hope to just continue forward. Even though we were sick, even though I was in the hospital and I felt like I wasn't going to make it, Rosanna was able to give me hope to say, keep fighting, sister, keep fighting, and keep walking and keep your head up. And it was just an amazing experience. And I'm so grateful for Rosanna and It's a Beautiful Life for being able to give hope to my family.
And again, I was very honored to be able to work with other young ladies, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the torch over.
Hi, my name is Christina, and I met Rosanna about 2 years ago, and since then she has just always been my encouragement. She lifted me up through some hard times, and she's just given me hope because I too myself was behind in rent for a couple months. I was struggling in personal relationships at work, with my kid's dad, with my kids, just a relationship with myself and God, and she was always there for me. She gave me hope to, like, no matter what life throws at you, no matter what situation in, no matter how far you're buried in the ground, to not like lose hope, to not give up, because He's always there for you. And she's just been an uplifter, and whenever I need strength or whenever I need like a reason, whenever I question of what my purpose is, she's always there to remind me and push forward and just have hope and faith in Him, and not only that, but in myself.
Amen. So, and the most recent young lady is Susanna, and so I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to her.
Hello, I'm Susana Ramirez, and I met Rosanna through like a shelter that I was staying at called the Grace Home, and I'm so grateful and that she came into my life. She gave me a lot of hope when I was feeling down. I've been through a lot of ups and downs, mostly with myself and my kids, and you know, I was homeless with nowhere to go, and she came into my life doing Bible study and lifted me up in a lot of areas and gave me hope to keep my head up, to keep on, you know, brought up my strength, and just is always there when I need encouragement and hope to move on and to keep on, you know, moving forward and not look back. And just anytime I need a prayer request, she's there, or anytime I need something, she's there. She helped me out with moving into my new apartment, which I am so grateful for. She's given me so much hope, and you know, just the will to move on and to keep on trucking and, you know, never give up. So I'm very grateful that she came into my life when she did, and you know, I thank God every day for her coming into my life, because she's lifted me up and gave me so much hope and just, you know, so much love and shown me so much, and it's helped me a lot, because I've noticed that I've grown, you know, just in my own personal life and own personal things, that I'm just grateful.
Amen. So it's funny because these ladies say that I provided hope, or even It's a Beautiful Life provided hope, but these beautiful ladies actually provided me and my kids hope in the time of COVID. It was a depressing time for us. I was actually going through a couple of surgeries at that time, and just being able to connect with them and just feel their love on the other side provided myself and my kids hope, and provided the opportunity and the willingness to keep going with our nonprofit. So thank you guys so much for blessing me on so many levels. So God bless you guys, and let's keep rallying up hope in our community.
Amen.
And that's a perfect wrap up to our Women of Impact virtual luncheon this year. Thank you so much for joining us and for helping us spread the message that together we give hope. Thank you again to our title sponsor, MHC Healthcare, and our other sponsors, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Crest Insurance, Tucson Electric Power, and Toco Financial Services. Thank you to Stay Naked Kitchen for the meals and ensuring we can still deliver meals to our seniors. Thank you to Chic Boutique and all of our gift giveaways. We hope that you're leaving today with a smile that you can pass on to someone else. We'll leave you with this closing music accompanied with a video of Impact, and hope you have a fabulous day from all of us here at Impact of Southern Arizona. Don't forget to send us your story of hope and a commitment for 2021. Check the program for the link, and we hope you have a fabulous weekend from all of us here at Impact of Southern Arizona.